and welcome back to Callie's in the Kitchen. I am trying this, I think, for the 5th time. This is a technique by Petra and Sandra, and it's called the Seashell, and on her video it's called Different Way of Pouring. So I've got here my dragon flower mold from resincourses.com. I'm just going to place a little wax paper over because I'll be mixing on top. In this little cup, I have mixed up my resin, which is Art Pro, and I have let it sit for at least 20 minutes. Petra uses Ultracast and Sandra uses Mastercast, so I'm going to try the Art Pro from Resin Courses. Excuse me, from Resin Pro. So in here what I did is I mixed up, I've been dying to use this Supershift color called Nitron Supershift Pearl. It's a gorgeous color, and I may have, and I added some Lorez Pearl White as well to that mixture. In my cups here, I have mixed up, I'm going to mix up Sweet Cherry, which is from Octopus Resin Inks. It's a resin ink, not a alcohol ink. If you're in the US, you can get it from Laura's Art Corner, which I will link below. So the technique is you do a light color. So I hope this turns out, because I'd love to post this on Valentine's Day for a red color. So this is the Sweet Cherry. I'll put that aside for a moment. Then in my other cup, I am placing, let's see, beetroot. I want kind of a darker color, so I thought maybe in the same line, and I'll do one of the beet first and one of the shadow. So the first color was beetroot, this one is shadow. Instead of black. So I'm going to just try that combo. See if I get a darker color. Yeah, I do. Actually, I got a really deep, So, okay, the shadow overtook the beetroot. So, note to self. So that was a real dark color. So, if I wanted the beetroot next time, I will just do beetroot and just do more drops to get the dark color. So this one now is, as I said, the combo, and I'm mixing that up. And then in my other cup, I keep going back and stirring each time. Then in my other cup, I'm going to be putting some CastinCraft. So I'm just guesstimating. Only because Petra and I believe Sandra uses the white pigment drops from Etta Art. And if you're in Europe, you're so lucky. She ships, Stephanie Etta ships to European countries, but she hasn't been able to ship these pigment drops yet to the US. So I'm sort of using a substitute of the CastinCraft. At least there's, I think I need to make it, and looking at it, and I'm thinking it's not quite sort of rich enough for me, so I'm going to drop one more just for posterity. All right, I'm going to be ready to pour shortly, and as always, please feel to fast forward through my mixing. I've only just started showing the mixing only because I think some folks like to see it, and it just gives me the flow of my process. So I'm just going to stir every one of them all over again. And then this one as well. And then my pigment. And then in the remaining cup, I have my clear, which also goes into this. So what's really cool about this, and it's called Different Way of Pouring on Petra's site, because you're going to actually pour from one corner. So I'm going to start here, and I'm just going to let it flow naturally. So resincourses.com has a whole bunch of flower courses, and it just amazes me how talented folks are, that they come up with these creative ideas of how to take off from those courses. So, and I just love flowers and petals, so I want to try. So let me just continue with this one. Okay. Then the next color that you pour in is your dark. So in this case, it was my shadow color with a little bit of the beetroot. So I'm really appreciative to folks like Petra, Sandra, and a whole bunch of other artists who come up with different ways of pouring so that we get different designs. It's just fabulous. And this is the, as I said, 4th or 5th time. And what I'm doing differently here is I've moved my mold to a different direction. See if I get better results. A very sweet friend suggested that, because I've been pouring from this end. So interesting color. So that Nitron got mixed in with the pearl and became like a lighter, which is kind of cool. I like it. Okay, I'm going to slightly torch in between. I should have done after the first one, but I wanted it to flow a little bit more before I used my torch. Okay, now is the CastinCraft. If you hear some background noise, it's my hubby doing a podcast, so I apologize for the background noise. We didn't coordinate right on timing wise. So here is the CastinCraft. I'm going to torch again. To me, the colors look really pretty in here. I just hope it turns out. Okay, now the rest is my clear. and just slowly let it work its way up. And as I'm doing that, I'm watching my edges to make sure I don't overflow. I probably shouldn't overflow, but just in case, I want to make sure. So I'm just keeping the pouring into one point and just let it go. Okay, so I still have room, so I'm just going to keep pouring. Still watching my edges, making sure I'm not going to overflow. I think I'm going to stop there. Well, I have a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Oopsie. And then I'm going to hopefully put you on a time lapse. Oh, I don't know what happened there. And see what happens while I go figure out which color glitter I want to place in here. So. Okay, so let's just put you on a hopefully time lapse and see you on the next step. What I love about Art Pro is it doesn't take that long for me to be able to demold, especially if it's a deep pour. Seashell, Seashell, please come out. Please give me some nice petals. Okay, ready? 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 Oh, much better. Much better. Much better. I would have liked a few more smaller petals here, but I am very happy. Thank you so much for watching.